Hi, everybody. Carl the Prado, A to Z Business IT. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one of the things I love to do the most, which is go to warehouse clubs and what warehouse clubs can teach us about cybersecurity. So, as much as I love warehouse clubs and seeing how many rolls of toilet paper I can get for $10, um, I happen to live in a place that's kind of unique. I'm close to a BJ's, a Sam's Club, and a Costco. And my favorite was Costco, but it was always a little farther away. BJ's is about 5 minutes from my house, and Sam's Club just gave me a membership when I figured it out. It was like $5, which was close to where my wife worked. So I've been to all three on a regular basis. And the one thing I could say I hate about all three of them clearly is checkout. Checkout is one of the worst things. You go at the wrong time, you might as well pack a lunch. It's a long process. Lines get ridiculous. Well, all three of these clubs realized that was a problem and it was getting in the way of them, moving traffic, because the more people they can get through the register and out the store, and moving through, the more money they can make during those prime time. And so they're always looking at, things like parking and things like, how quickly they can move people in comfortably and still have as much on the floor to sell. So those are the big things that a retail establishment does. Well, anyway, one of the things that they did, I don't know which of these clubs did it first, was they all decided to do was to say, hey, you all have your phones out, you got a camera on there, why don't you scan the QR code, or the barcode, and you pay for it right there on your phone. You can have Apple Pay, one of your payment centers that we approve, and we'll let you check out. At the end of the thing, you just bring your phone, you can skip the line. Great idea. So how did all three of these clubs do differently? Well, let me start from the one that did it the worst. And I'm not trying to say about the technology or anything else. I'm talking about the implementation and ease of use and adaptation of this, or how many people adopted it. So Costco, I'm not taking anything away. I don't use their app. Why don't I use their app? Been a member for years. Well, because they want me to use a special credit card. I don't need to take out another credit card just to use a Scan and Go app. It's not something I don't want to have that there on my thing. I guess some people would see some benefits, but I feel that the way that they've paired their technology is, if you want this quote unquote convenience, you're going to have to get our credit card to use that. So I've steered away from Costco on this. And even though it's been a big money maker, I'm sure it's a big money maker for their business, I think they're losing out because of that. And one of the things that I'll explain why it's probably not a very good experience is BJ's. And BJ's and Sam's Club, the apps are almost identical as far as you Scan and Go. They'll accept multiple payments. But the problem with BJ's is that BJ's, they haven't baked in the Scan and Go technology. When you check out and you skip the line and you bring your QR code up to the person who's going to check to make sure you didn't steal the store in your inside of your cart, they literally have to fumble around for a scanner. And then they proceed to scan every single item inside the cart, which you already did. So that you're doubling the work. And one time I was there and they let run out of juice. They didn't keep it charged. They didn't keep a charger with the scanner at the place. They had to go back. It took over 15 minutes to get a checkout of 3 items. It was ridiculous. So the one who's the superstar in this is Sam's Club. And this is why they are. At checkout, whether you go through the paper or you go through the phone, they give you a QR code. So on the paper printout, there's a QR code. But why does that matter? Well, when you come to checkout, everybody has a scan gun ready. They decided that they were going to fully adapt this, and so they scan everybody, regardless if it's on their phone or on the receipt. And then they scan a few items. They don't scan every item. What they've done is they've learned, the algorithms, and they've proceeded to use their technology correctly so that they can figure out how many items can we scan. So what's the least amount of time that we can, have in this transaction, so that we make sure that we are controlling our shrinkage, which is a big problem for every retail store, and make sure our clients are having a frictionless process. And so they've been able to do that correctly. So Sam's Club wins with that, where BJ's, which comes in second because at least they accept payments, still you're having friction. I can't even imagine if it's so infrequent for BJ's, imagine what it's like for Costco. When they do their checkout, how are they doing that if that's the process of so few people because they've decided? So I think you're going to get if you're at Costco and you get a credit card strictly for Scan and Go, you are going to be incredibly disappointed in this. So what does this have to do with cybersecurity? It's adaptation, adopting it, and looking at what types of things are going on. The days of just putting an application on top of a desktop and paying $30 a year for a McAfee or a Norton antivirus are gone. It's not the way things are going. So to be secure, you have to do many different things. As a matter of fact, we call it 15 ways to secure your network and to make sure that you're there. So I'm going to put a link to that at the bottom of this page. Right now, since we've talked, I hate to say the reality of it is a business has already been compromised since the beginning of you watching this video. And that can be very devastating. About 65% of businesses do not recover from it, which is why a lot of business owners have trouble sleeping at night, knowing if their infrastructure is safe. And that's what we do. This isn't a hobby for us. This isn't something that we're toying around with. Our goal and what we're passionate about is making sure that our clients can sleep at night and that their infrastructure is being taken care of. We treat it as if it's our own because that's how we're judged. So here at A to Z Business IT, that's what we do. I hope this has been helpful, regardless of whether you use me or another professional. But remember, to make cybersecurity successful, you really need proper adaptation and implementation. Thank you so much.